Hello friends, today we are going to see biogas. Now contents of this presentation are introduction, then production technique, then processing of biogas, then benefits and limitations, applications, then Indian scenario, global scenario, and finally conclusion. Now let us start with introduction of biogas. So biogas is typically refers to a mixture of different gases produced by the breakdown of organic matter in the absence of oxygen. So in the absence of oxygen, there will be a reaction, chemical reaction, which produces different gases, and that gases are combustible gases. Then microbially controlled production of biogas is an important part of the global carbon cycle. It is a renewable energy source. The main source of raw material for production of biogas is plant and animal biomass. So for the production of biogas, plant and animal wastage are used. So now let us see the different sources for biomass. So for the creation of biogas, there is a need of biomass, and biomass can be obtained from various sources like forestry and crop residues, then agriculture from agriculture, crops and residues, then sewage, then from industrial residues, then animal residues, and municipal solid waste. So these are the various sources of biomass, and from biomass we will convert to biogas. Now biogas is primary methane CH4 and carbon dioxide gas, and it may have small amount of hydrogen sulfide, moisture, and siloxanes. So along with methane and carbon dioxide, there is a possibility of small amount of these gases. So now you can see typical composition of biogas. Now compound are methane, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, hydrogen sulfide, and oxygen. So apart from methane and carbon dioxide, percentage of nitrogen, hydrogen sulfide, and oxygen is very less. So typical gas production from different feedstock. So here you can see various resources like paper waste, bagasse, then spent tea waste, food waste, bamboo pulp. So these are the various resources from which we will get biogas. So in the other column you can see typical gas yield, liters per kg. So from paper waste we get more liters per kg of biomass. Then from that, typical methane content is also listed here. So you can have a look here, various resources for biomass, then typical gas yield and typical methane content in the gas. So now let us see production of biogas. So now you can see here, from carbohydrates, fats and proteins, they are converted into sugar, fatty acid and amino acids, then carbon acids and alcohols. So these are the various components from hydrolysis, then acidogenesis, then actogenesis and then methanogenesis process. You can see here. Biogas is produced as landfill gas, which is produced by the breakdown of biodegradable waste inside a landfill due to chemical reactions and microbes, or as digested gas produced inside a anaerobic digester. So biogas is produced in 4 steps. So hydrolysis is first, second is acidogenesis, third is acetogenesis and last is methanogenesis. So these are the various process, and after this 4th stage, that is methanogenesis, we will get methane gas. Production equipment. So main parts of typical biogas plant consist of following components: inlet, digester, then gas holder and outlet. So there are different types of biogas production plants are there. The main 2 types of are as follows. First is fixed dome plant and second is floating drum plant. So these are the 2 plants from which we will get biogas. So let us see the first type, that is fixed dome type. So here you can see the construction. So here a fixed dome plant consists of a digester which is fixed and non-movable gas holder which slits on top of the digester. So why it is called as fixed dome? Because everything here is fixed. That means the dome is fixed on the this holder is fixed. That's why it is called as fixed dome. So here from this inlet, slurry of cattle dung plus water is dropped here. This is the mixing tank. This is the slab cover. So under this slab cover, everything is here. You can see the biogas plant is under this slab cover. So this is the ground level. So this is the inlet chamber, you can see here. Then dung and water mixture, that will come here. And this is kept for around 8 to 10 days so that the chemical reaction will start, and finally it will produce a methane gas or a biogas which is taken from this gas wall. You can see here, this is the outlet for biogas, and this is the outlet chamber where there will be a waste residues that will be placed here at the outlet chamber. You can see here outer flow tank. This is how a fixed dome type biogas plant works. Advantages: the cost of fixed dome biogas plant is relatively low. It is simple as no moving parts exist. There are also no rusting steel parts, and hence a longer life of the plant, around 20 years or more, can be expected. And another second type is floating dome type. So here you can see this is the floating dome. This can be moved, or this is float on the top. This is the ground level. This is the overall container. This is for inlet, this is for outlet. So through this inlet, slurry of cattle dung and water is dropped here. This is the inlet chamber. Dung and water mixture that will come here. This is the underground digester tank. So after 8 to 10 days of chemical reaction, finally the methane gas will produced, and it will be obtained from this through this floating dome through this wall to outflow, and this is the sludge, or from which the waste will be removed. So floating drum plant consists of an underground digester and a moving gas holder. The gas holder floats either directly on the fermentation slurry or in a water jacket of its own. The gas is collected in the gas drum, which rises or moves down according to the amount of gas stored. Then advantage: floating drum plants are easy to understand and operate. They provide gas at a constant pressure, and the stored gas volume is immediately recognizable. Then let's see processing of biogas. The scrubbing of the biogas in order to remove impurities that are generated during the digestion process, such as CO2 and H2S, that is hydrogen sulfide. So CO2 and hydrogen sulfide should be removed from the methane gas or biogas. The biogas go through a cleaning process and becomes biomethane. A simple method for hydrogen sulfide utilizing steel wool in a glass bottle. For carbon dioxide removal as well as additional hydrogen sulfide removal, a method of water spray cross flow can be used. In this method, a biogas enters one end of the tube and experiences water streams flowing in the opposite direction. So the biogas produced from the plant, that is passed to the water stream, so that carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide, that is removed from the biogas through the water stream or water spray. Benefits of biogas: it is alternate energy source, then it is used, or the residue is used as a fertilizer, then it requires only locally and easily available material for construction, then it controls pollution, then little operational skills and maintenance is required, and rapid falls in disease. Advantages of biogas as a fuel: it has high calorific value, it is a renewable resource of energy, it is non-polluting, then it reduces landfills, and it is economical technology. Then biogas can be, next point is limitations of biogas. Then biogas can be explosive when mixed in a ratio of 1 part of biogas to 8 to 20 parts of air. So it becomes dangerous when mixed with 8 to 20 parts in of air. So biogas leaks smell like rotten eggs, that is hydrogen sulfide is passed whenever there is a leakage. So it is not feasible, it is not attractive on large scale, then little technological advancement is required, then biogas contain impurities and it cannot be easily stored. So these are the limitations of biogas. So various applications you can see: biogas as grid injection, then biogas in transportation, then using of carbon dioxide and methane as chemical products. So this is a biogas train which is used in Sweden. Then let us see Indian scenario of biogas. So now India has installed around 4.75 million small scale biogas plant. So in rural area we can see the various biogas plants. India has potential maximum number of biogas plants has been estimated to be 12 to 17 million. Mainly biogas is produced based on daily manure as feedstock and thus a gobar gas plant. So it is also called as biogas plants are also called as gobar gas plants. In the last 2-3 decades, research organizations with a focus on rural energy security have enhanced the design of the system, resulting in near sufficient low cost design. So here you can see production of biogas in lakhs cubic meter in different states of India. So you can see in Maharashtra is leading. So there are number of biogas plants are there compared with other states. India has additionally commissioned 158 projects under this biogas based grid power generation program with a total installed capacity of 2 megawatt. National Biogas and Manure Management Program is implemented in our country since 1981-82 for promotion of biogas plants based on cattle dung. To support our program, the government's providing 50% subsidy for installation of biogas plant. So government provides 50% subsidy to promote biogas plants. So you can see 1 megawatt power project based on cattle dung at Punjab. This is installed in Punjab. And let us see the global scenario. So in 2003, United States consumed 147 trillion BTU of energy from landfill gas. As of September 2013, there was about 130 non-sewage biogas plants in the UK. Most are on farm, and some larger facilities exist off farm which are taking food and consumer waste. So this is in UK. In Germany is Europe's biggest biogas producer and the market leader in biogas technology. In 2010, there was around 5,905 biogas plants operating throughout the country in various regions. Then, depending upon the size and location, a typical brick made fixed dome biogas plant can be installed at the yard of a rural household with investment between $300 to $500 in Asian countries, but up to $1,400 in African context. A high quality biogas plant needs minimum maintenance cost and can produce gas for at least 15 to 20 years without major problem and reinvestment. So it is cheaper. So this was about Indian scenario and global scenario in case of biogas. Conclusion: although renewable energy power generation is a genuine clean development success story, there are some problems that need to be addressed to make the industry sustainable and self-supporting. Biogas offers a vast set of benefits. Except India and China, in other developing countries, the proportion of functioning biogas plants is less than 50%. Thank you.